Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What was your "I'm dating a fucking idiot" moment? We had a heated debate about whether or not dinosaurs were alive during the American Revolution. Her stance was, there's really no way to know. We couldn't possibly know because no one wanted to write about it. The biased news media didn't want to report on it. Everyone knows George Washington rode on a T-Rex and flew by pterodactyl. In my early 20s, I started living with my boyfriend at the time. I got my period and he demanded to know what I had done with the egg. Folks, this 21-year-old man, whose mother was a nurse, who had a sister that had just given birth to twins, thought that human women laid an egg when they had their period. What do you think you just ate for breakfast? Quote, what did you do with the egg, Helen? What did you do with it? Quote, they put shrimp in my food to see if I am really allergic to seafood or just being dramatic. Quote, anaphylaxis occurred, EpiPen deployed, ambulance trip. The hospital suggested I press charges. They never admitted it was the wrong thing to do. They never apologized. My mom also snuck cranberries into my food to test my allergy as a kid. Till doesn't see anything wrong with it. I posted this story once, and so many people shared similar stories. Google had an April Fool's joke one year where if you lick your phone screen, you can actually taste the object of what's being displayed on the screen. Needless to say, she did it several times and said it didn't work. Google must have been confident about this one. Google's pictures of phone screens, holy crap you guys, it really works. I took her out to dinner, gave her two options, an Italian restaurant or just like a regular restaurant where they served all kinds of stuff. She said she really hated Italian food, so we went to the regular restaurant, where she ordered a lasagna. I experienced a similar situation, except it was movie genres. My mom said she hates musicals. Her two favorite movies, Grease and Chicago. Cold sweat smile. An ex dropped me off the first day at a job. He was late picking me up and when I called 30 minutes after my closing shift to see what was up, he said it was because the car was stolen. I called to find another ride so a friend came to get me instead. Homeboy drove across the street to get a soda and walked home. He forgot the car. We saw it on the way back to the apartment. My entire family, not including mom, did this exact thing. We all rode to the park and walked home. After lots of freaking out, Mama remembered we had ridden to the park. I pulled a classic. I got a new car, but out of habit was looking for my old car in the store parking lot. Doh. We were watching the movie Shay 7N, where each murder is tied to one of the 7 deadly sins. The first victim was found murdered after being force-fed to death, with the big reveal being when they found the sin written on the wall behind a fridge or something, I think. I will never forget the sound of this man's voice as they moved the fridge aside to reveal his sin and he slowly started to realize which one it was. Ooh, gluten, ETA, lol, wow, did not expect this to blow up. Glad to see such a great memory made so many people smile. Also, while I'm at it, I love dry humor, but sadly this was not the case with my sweet, innocent dum-dum. This happened in 2008-2009, we're still friends and I'm still laughing about it to this day. This is the absolute funniest one in this thread, only because it's the only one that feels like a joke, lol. I have an ex-wife who pretends to be allergic to chocolate, spoiler alert, she isn't, and one year for my birthday we went out to eat with all my friends and family. I offered her some of my coconut shrimp, which she gladly accepted. 4 seconds later, she made a terrible, rrrugghhhhh sound and spat the chewed shrimp onto the table. As loud as she could, she said, was that coconut shrimp? Yes, I replied. Coconut. Coconut. She shouted, and was met with blank stares. Coconut, she hollered, trying very hard to embarrass me in front of everyone I know. Once the laughter died down, I asked her if she really thought there was cocoa in coconut. We're divorced now, thankfully. People that purposely try to embarrass their partner in front of others are the worst. They don't deserve to be in a relationship. An ex-friend of mine in college loved to talk about her allergies for attention. Her allergies were always the environmental kind that caused sneezing and whatever, until one day she decided to tell us all that she is allergic to coconut. Our other friend who waited tables at this local spot immediately called her out, was like, no, you're not allergic to coconut. There is coconut in those fish tacos you eat like 3x a week. And coconut in the shots we just took at the bar. It was so embarrassing watching her try to walk it back. Let's even entertain this thought, if you have an allergy, you don't just blindly eat food. She said that the temperature in her house never changed, so she couldn't understand why she was always hot, cold. She had never taken the packaging off of the digital thermometer, so she was just looking at a sticker that said 72 degrees. I thought I had a blue dishwasher for 10 years. Nope. The people before us just never peeled the blue film off the front. It's black. My brother gave me his microwave that he got from when our aunt passed away. We thought it was just a poor quality microwave with the plastic delaminating over the buttons. It was the protective film. I still have that microwave today. Had a boy try to convince me that he didn't need to use a condom because I couldn't get pregnant while he was taking antibiotics. Would have been the first time we got physical. I knocked out when he would not tell me why he was taking them. I still think I dodged a bullet. Similar story, with a girl I'd been dating for about 3 months. Her, I think I might be pregnant. Me, how, you're on the pill, right? Her, I had started taking the pill, but missed a day, then missed 2 in a row, so just gave up and stopped taking them. And now my period is late. Me, why didn't you tell me? We could have gone back to using a condom. Her, I didn't think I could get pregnant. Me, why would you think you couldn't get pregnant if we weren't using birth control? Question mark. Her, because God doesn't give you more than you can handle, and I've already got 1 baby and am living with my mom, and I couldn't handle a 2nd baby. I demanded she get a pregnancy test. It came back negative, and I broke up with her when she told me. Figured I'd gotten lucky in dodging 1 bullet and didn't see the need to keep trying my luck. She wouldn't have been someone I'd want involved in raising my child anyway, because of shit like the above. Yeah, this is why everyone needs contraception that they control. Fun fact, some antibiotics can actually make birth control less effective. Edit, reread this and saw that your comment said he was taking the antibiotics. I had a friend who got pregnant in high school because she got sick and took antibiotics. Her birth pills lost effect and she brought to the world a baby boy when she was 17. My ex would find a recipe online, not follow it, and blame the recipe for being shit. Things like subbing breadcrumbs with flour, adding pepper flakes in dishes that are not spicy. Those were the most disgusting Swedish meatballs I've ever had. I didn't save eggs. I see people making comments like these on recipes all the time. I subbed out 3 critical ingredients and it tasted awful and didn't look like your photo. Quote, I ran out of salt so I used baking soda. Why wouldn't you? They're both white powders. Got in a big fight with my girlfriend at the time because I saw a bear crossing sign and thought it was worth pointing out. She called me an idiot because there was no way there were possibly bears in Michigan. I reminded her that we were going to the Sleeping Bear Dunes. That made us discuss if there were bears in our hometown, also in me. I said yes. She said there couldn't possibly be bears in our hometown and I'm stupid for thinking that. We got in some ridiculous fight about how she can't date an idiot. A week later, a car accident happened less than a mile from her house where the car hit a bear. I sent her the news article, and that's when another fight started. Please tell us about this second fight. ETA, rip my notifications. Don't bother, she sounds unbearable. I can't stand dumbasses who try to act like everyone else is a dumbass. I've known people like that before and can never be friends with them. She had received an email from what appeared to be a spam Best Buy account. I told her over the phone to ignore it. Got annoyed and hung up on me. Deal with it yourself, I said. Bad move. Said she was charged $400 for a software she got when she bought her Mac. Ended up calling the number and downloaded a software to give the scammers access to her laptop to delete the software. Somehow they managed to get into her bank account and transferred money from one account to the other. They said while trying to refund her the $400, they accidentally refunded $9,000 instantly. They told her if she didn't want to go to jail she had to go to Walmart and buy $9,000 worth of gift cards. I arrived home to her hysterically crying while still on the phone with the scammers. I jumped on the phone and knew she'd got. When I hung up on him she gasped and thought she was going to jail. And people like that drive on the fucking roads. And vote, a lot of them. Standing in line at the checkout and a frazzled fellow comes bursting through the door. He's ranting about the IRS, iTunes card scam and that he'd been taken. That's when I realized this was a coworker's husband. Me and my family went to a nice restaurant about a month ago and I remembered Sam's Club had a sale on that restaurant's gift cards, so I went and got a pack to save some money. The cashier made small talk asking if the cards were to gift or something else. I didn't think anything of it until later I realized she was probably trying to make sure I wasn't in the middle of a scam. He kept littering. I really hate littering. The day he spit his gum out on the sidewalk of a zoo I called him out on it. He says, it will evaporate. I laughed and said, that's funny but no seriously you should just use the trash can. He gave me a confused look. That's when I realized he was serious. He was so convinced that trash evaporates in the sun we had a full-on debate about it. Edit, the fucking idiot was me because I stayed with him for 3 years after that. Well, plastic evaporates in the sun. It is photodegradable, it just takes 100,000 years. When they tried to argue with me about whether babies can breathe underwater or not. Pro tip, they can't. Was it a genuine confusion over the diving reflex? Human babies are naturally good at being underwater, or, like, babies must have gills because they are in the womb for 9 months. To be fair, at one very early point in development they sorta, kinda do have gills. Actually, if you drop a newborn baby into water, it can hold its breath for the rest of its life. I really hope everyone realizes this is a joke, lol. Not sure if she's the idiot or her friend. She got a tattoo from her friend with the word angle on it. Obviously it was supposed to say angel. Maybe she wants to show off how cute she is. Was she a massive, Hot Fuzz fan? Morning, angle.